Alright guys, guitar tablature. Now, it is very common. You can find guitar tabs, we refer to them as tabs on the internet. You can find them in guitar magazines. To my understanding, folks, guitar tablature really became popular in the 80s. We started seeing them in the guitar magazines. Guitar tablature is almost like what we would call a shorthand way of reading music for guitar or stringed instruments. For a lot of people, learning to read standard notation is a little bit more challenging. Guitar tab is very easy to learn, very easy to read. The one downfall to guitar tablature, it might be a little challenging if you don't know the timing. But all you'd have to do is really sit down and listen to the songs that you're trying to learn. So guitar tablature, there are 6 lines. Well, what do we have 6 of on the guitar? We have 6 strings. So each line starting at the bottom represents a string. So from the bottom up, we have the low E string, the A string, the D string, the G string, the B string, and the high E string. So what we do, we're going to learn a very basic song. We're going to learn Happy Birthday, okay? So we know the strings, of course, in our Absolute Beginner Series 1, that was one of the first things we did is we memorized them, E, A, D, G, B, E. But also here, looking here, we know that these are the frets, these squares going this way. Our 1st fret, our 2nd fret, our 3rd fret, 4th, 5th, so on and so forth. And for those of us with guitars, of course, the nice little dots that we have on the guitar are what are called fret markers. They help us know where we are on the guitar. So we have the 3rd fret, the 5th fret, the 7th fret, and so on. So we are going to do a really easy song. We're going to do Happy Birthday, and this is how we're going to play it. We have a 0 on the G string. That means play the G string by itself. If it's a 0, think open or just play it by itself. We're just playing the G string. We have 2 opens here. Now we're going to play the 2nd fret. There's a 2 on the second. There's a 2 on the G string. Then we're going to play G open. Right? So we have 0, 0, 2, 0 on the G string. Easy enough? Now we have a 1 on the 1st fret on the B string. That means play the 1st fret on the B string. The 1 on the B string means play the 1st fret. Then it's open. So here we go. Sound familiar, eh? I don't like having too many of those anymore. I've already had too many with birthdays. So, carrying forth. Now we have 2 opens, and then we have a 2, and then another open on the G string, 0, 0, 2, 0. Then we have a 3, which means play the 3rd fret on the B string, and then we have a 1 again on the 1st fret on the B string. Okay? Now it's going to go back to the G for 2, 0, 0. Then it says 3 on the high E string. Then open. Now it says 1st fret on the B. Then open. Then 2nd fret on the G. Alright. Now it says 1st fret on the high E. Twice. Then open. So we have a 0 on the high E there too, so it goes 1, 1, 0, the high E string. Now it says 1 on the B, so we're going to play the 1st fret on the B string. Then 3rd fret on the B, then back to the 1st. So guys, I would highly recommend memorizing the strings. If you haven't gone through our Absolute Beginner Series 1, I would really encourage you to do so. If you don't have the strings memorized, this is going to be confusing for you, so absolutely get the strings memorized. That, in a nutshell, is a basic way of how to read guitar tablature. 6 lines, they each correspond to a string. If you have 0 on a string, that means play the string open. If there's a number on the string, it means play that fret. So that is how you play Happy Birthday. That is a very basic introduction to reading guitar tablature. So there you have guitar tablature in a very basic nutshell. We are going to do a second lesson on this with the Holy Trinity of Rock, the most famous guitar riff of all time. But for now, get that down. Remember, practice hard, but practice smart. We'll see you soon.